Hey there, Fluties! Welcome back to the channel. My name is Cassie, aka the Tattooed Flute Teacher, and today we are going to dive into a super useful technique called harmonics. So harmonics are a great way to strengthen your tone, your flexibility, develop some control, and really help you understand and get to know your instrument better. So even if you're playing with a brand new instrument to you, this is a great way to test it out, push its limits, and really get to know it. So this is a great technique for not just beginners, but also professionals. So whether you're a beginner or you've been playing for years, learning harmonics can make a huge difference in your sound. So let's dive right in. So first off, what are harmonics? Harmonics are notes that we can produce by overblowing the flute to access higher frequencies with the same fingerings. It's like playing hidden notes that are already there, right? So it's based on some physics and sound and air pressure and all that good stuff. Super exciting. One day I'll dive all into it. But for now, I want to dive into the technique of harmonics. So when I play my low C, I'm blowing air a certain way. I'm usually sending it down, but if I keep the same fingering and adjust my air speed and angle, I get the C on the staff. That's our first harmonic, okay? So if I keep pushing my air speed and adjusting the angle, I can go up to the G above that. Harmonics are kind of magical, but they're also super practical. Okay, so we have our first two harmonics. We're starting on our low C, we go to the C above that, and then we go to the G at the very top of the staff. So why should we even practice these harmonics? You know, it seems like a lot of work. Can be a little bit testy sometimes and honestly a little bit difficult, but harmonics can help us develop a strong and focused tone, right? They require you to play with the air speed and direction and really support your sound. So they are a perfect practice for tone and flute playing. So when we play harmonics, we are forced to find that optimal airstream, which is exactly what gives us a beautiful, big, resonant sound in our regular notes. So if we compare, we can get a beautiful sound in those regular on the staff notes. Okay, now let's try a basic harmonic exercise. So we're going to start on our low C and work our way up using our harmonics. So we'll play our low C. Then we'll play the first harmonic, which is an octave above, and then the fifth above that, which is a G. Okay, so as you do this, we want to focus on a few things. First, make sure your embouchure stays relaxed, right? We don't want to pinch here. We don't want to tense up. We don't want to cause, right? We're not trumpet players. We don't buzz our lips, right? We don't want to cause that by closing our aperture, right? We need to support, but we need to change the angle of our airstream. And if we're adjusting the speed, we need to adjust it from our lungs, not from our aperture, right? We're not pushing air here. We're pushing air from the belly. We want to make sure that that embouchure stays relaxed. We don't want to tense up. We also want to think about blowing faster air as you go up, right? And again, we are turning up the pressure from the belly, not from the mouth and the aperture. Okay, so imagine the air is getting more focused, almost like a laser beam, right? We're aiming it ever higher. And the other thing you want to listen for is splitting, right? So you can almost hear two harmonics, right? See how we're kind of going back and forth? That means that we're not quite in the right spot. So we need to adjust our airstream up or down to find the clearest, most beautiful, clean, non-splitting sound. A quick tip here, if you find that your high harmonics are a bit airy or fuzzy, don't worry, that's completely normal. We are working on it. Try adjusting your airstream slightly. We need to make teeny tiny movements, slightly up or down, until you find that sweet spot where the note is ringing very clearly. So once you feel comfortable with your low C harmonics, let's move on to C sharp, D flat, D, E flat, D sharp, E, and F, and so on. Keep the fingering for the fundamental tone. The fundamental is the lowest note that we are utilizing here, the low fingering. But we're going to aim to produce that higher octave, and then the fifth. And so on. This is a great way to explore different notes. You'll notice that each note has a unique feel with its harmonics. So it might be a bit harder with some of them. And as you continue on up, you will also find that it does get a little more difficult. So right now we're just honing in on this fundamental, the octave, and the fifth for now. If you are comfortable moving up, absolutely do that. Continue on to the next octave. So it will be a bit harder to get some notes, and that's totally okay, but the more you practice, the easier it's going to get. Now that you know how to practice harmonics, let's talk about how to apply them to your regular tone practice. Harmonics are a fantastic warm-up. Spend 5 or 10 minutes working on harmonics before you start your usual pieces or etudes, and notice how your sound becomes more focused and clear after just a few minutes of harmonic. The other thing that you can do if you're struggling with a specific note, like let's say that you're struggling with that G on the staff, it's just not sounding right, okay? So what we can do is we can play the harmonic and then compare with the regular fingering. And see how it starts to shape up and clear up as you are playing the harmonic versus the correct fingering. You'll find that regular notes start to feel more resonant and even, which is what we're going for. Harmonics help bring depth and richness into every note that you play. And that's what we want, right? That's the whole purpose of this exercise, is to build resonance and to build a beautiful ringing, singing, rich sound, okay? So there you have it. That's your intro to practicing harmonics on the flute. I hope that this helps you explore new depths in your sound and get curious, right? Because this can be really, really fun and really interesting practice. We will, of course, go into more detail and more depth as time goes on. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel to get more of that. But remember, consistency is key. Just a few minutes of practicing harmonics every day can lead to huge improvements. So thank you so much for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more flute tips and tutorials. And let me know in the comments, did you do this exercise? How did it go? I'd love to hear from you. Happy practicing, and I'll see you in the next video.